Hi everybody and welcome to my studio. My name is Lonna and I am going to show you in this video the complete makeover that I just did with my studio. The cabinets behind me are cabinets that my husband and I built together, and as I was posting pictures on Facebook, people wanted to see everything. So you're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to drop in some pictures of before I even started, and we are just going to go through the whole studio makeover. So let's get to it. So what you're seeing here is my studio before, the utter cluttered mess that it was, and I couldn't work this way. By nature, I'm an extremely organized person. I do not know how my studio got this way, but I'm about to change it up. Okay, take two. I've never done a live YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook video before, so I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. But right now I'm standing outside my studio door and I'm getting ready to take you on a tour. You all wanted to see the tour of my finished studio, so I'm happy to do that for you. It's going to be a long tour, so if you want to look in every drawer and every cabinet and know everything, so it might take a while. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. Hopefully I can do this. All right, here is the door that goes into my studio. I have this sign that says, "Welcome, please come in," or "Do not enter, videotaping in progress." That's for my husband, so he will know that I'm busy when I'm in here. So let's go inside. And the first thing I normally see when I walk in right here is my Nana's Crafty Corner sign that my grandson made for me when he was 2 or 3 years old with the help of his dad and mom. So I love this. I love seeing it every single time that I walk in here, and it just makes me happy, makes me smile. So I'm gonna start by going around the corner here. And this cabinet right here is the only cabinet in my whole studio that I did not paint white, because I have another piece of furniture that matches it and I wanted to keep them a matching set, so I left it the color it is. So let's see what's inside of this cabinet. This cabinet houses all of my Deco Art Americana and premium tube acrylics that I use for teaching at conventions and seminars. So that is what's in there. I already had some sorted for a seminar that I was going to go teach, but that's been canceled, so I just left them in the bags. So that's what's in that first cabinet. I keep my apron hanging on the side over here. So my closet, now my closet was an utter disaster before, and when I open the doors, you're gonna think it's still an utter disaster, but it's more usable for me now. So in the closet, let's see if this will let me rotate. I have a lot of stuff in there. Oh, I can't turn my phone while recording. I didn't know that. See, first time doing this, I don't know. So I put all the stuff up in here that I don't use, but on a rare occasion, except for my foam plates up here. Down here on this shelf is stuff more that I use on a regular basis. Now, the closet looks jam-packed full. I have all my packing boxes in there, so they take up a lot of space. And then my camera equipment that I use when I go to conventions. And then back here, see all those containers? There's 2 stacks of them. This one I put some bubble stuff in, but they are all the containers that I had filled with stuff, and they were either in here or out here somewhere. I had so much stuff. And then the reason I didn't want my closet to be packed full, but I don't know if you can see back there in the corner, there's a door, and that door goes into my attic. So when I want to get in my attic, I have to take everything out of my closet. But it's much easier to move boxes and empty containers than everything else that was in here. So that's my still very full closet, but I won't have a whole lot of need to get in there very often. Okay, hi friend, thanks for watching. Okay, so let's start over here on this wall. These cabinets right here, this one here And these two that hold paper I've had for many years, and I just purchased this one. They all came from Michael's. They all hold my scrapbooking papers, my cardstock, my stencil blanks, things like that. This container has my card making stuff, which I don't do a whole lot anymore. Hi, Diane. And this one just has an upcoming project in it that I'm going to be working on soon. And this bag holds my, I can never remember the name of it. What is it? It is my light box. Okay, sorry. I had to remember what's in here. But it's a bag that I made for my light box, so it can keep it protected. I tell you, I'm not good at this. This is my first one. Hi, Carol. Okay, so I think I'll show you this next cabinet, and then we're going to move to the upper cabinets because the drawers in the new cabinet are going to take a lot of time. This is a cabinet we just finished and brought in here today. I wanted it made specifically to hold my taller canvases and all of my vinyl and my shelf lining paper that I use for just cheap stencil stuff. So that is a cabinet that I just got in here today and filled up. So I wanted, all my vinyl was in containers and I was always hunting, so I have just regular vinyl stuff here, and this is iron on up here on the top shelf, so it's much more convenient for me. So we're going to move up to these upper cabinets and go across them before we do anything else. But up here on the top, I just want to show you all those plastic containers. Every single one of them, plus I think about 6 more that are not in here, were full of stuff, either piled up somewhere on the floor or in the closet, and so I was able to empty all of those. I like to have them empty because those are the containers that I use when I go to convention to pack my stuff in, because they are much more manageable for me to carry. So I can put my paper packets in some of those, or my surfaces that I sell, whatever, I can put in those and very manageably carry them. So these other containers with drawers I've had for years and years and years. You can't even buy these kind anymore. So I wanted to keep those, and those hold stuff that I seldom use but wanted to be able to have quick access to it. I keep a step stool in here, but I took it out for this videotaping or live recording. Okay, so this cabinet houses my shipping stuff, just my package shipping stuff. This one houses my Cricut stuff. I have 2 machines. I have an Explorer and an Air, and then I have my heat press and a heat press mini, and that's all the stuff that goes with it. Hi, Jackson. And then this one houses surfaces that I sell. My husband cuts all of my surfaces, and so I keep them in here, and then when I need more, he makes a pattern for everything, and then he just cuts what I need, or I'll tell him about how many that I need to have, and he'll cut them. So that's what's in that cabinet. This next cabinet, by the way, all of my cabinets, you see these cabinet doors were black, so I put shelf paper over them so that they would be white on the outside. When we bought the cabinet, well, first let me just tell you, all of the cabinets came from Ikea clearance. All of the cabinets and the table, that's why nothing matches. And so we bought cabinet doors, pretty sure the box said white, but when we got home and opened them, they said black. So wasn't anything we could do about it, so I just improvised. But this holds some of the product that I sell for quick access when I need to fill orders. This one just has miscellaneous odds and ends. I have some wood and metal things that I want to paint on someday, a few glass pieces, and just some extra flow over stuff. My good paint brushes are back there, and then I have the discontinued paints from Deco Art are in there. And then this cabinet, I don't use a whole lot of stuff out of this one very often, so you know, I just put things that I don't need to get to very frequently. My polymer clay stuff is in here, but I don't use that a lot. All right, are you ready to get to the big cabinet? Here it is. Now, my husband and I built this. I designed it. We work very well together that way. Hi, Holly. And usually I can draw out a design, measurements, an idea that I want, and my husband can just make it happen. He's the math guy, I'm the design person. So we work very well together. We love working in the shop together making things. We have several things around our house that he has made, and I'm very proud of the accomplishments that he does with woodworking. But these cabinets are 4 individual cabinets. So they can come apart and I can use them individually or together. I could use just 2 or 3, whatever. The top is just the top that fits on it. It's kind of what started the whole thing because I got it at a garage sale. And knew right away I wanted some kind of counter space using it. So the top just sets on there, but each cabinet is its own individual cabinet. Hi, Judy. All right, let's go in here. Now, one more thing I want to say about these cabinets is down below I had my husband leave them open because that's extra storage. I mean, I am maximizing as much storage as I can. So things that wouldn't fit in the drawer or the cabinet, I wanted the storage down below to put them in. Okay, so my drawers, I had my husband make them where each drawer could be divided in half inside if I needed it to be or wanted it to be. So this first drawer, I gotta move something out of it. It's got some designs in it that can't be seen yet, so all right. So my first drawer here has my black cardstock, some shipping labels, and some vellum down there. And then this pile of paper here is just my scrap paper that I put underneath stuff when I'm painting a large piece so I don't get paint all over my surface. I have tons of scrap paper. You know, you get all that metal that you don't want, so why not use it for scrap paper? The second drawer shows the divider that I put in here. So every single drawer has the groove cut in it that I can divide them in half. I really didn't need to divide this one when I first started filling it. I was going to put something else in it, and this just kind of came about, and so I just left the divider in there. So it's got in here my ink pads, which I need to go through those because I've had some of them for over 20 years and I'm sure they're probably dried up. It's got my punches, more punches over here, all of my glitter stuff back here. So that's what's in that drawer, and my drawers all pull out completely all the way. So I love that about them. All right, this drawer has my gloves, my Vintage Effects washes, all of my decoupage products. Well, all but one because the other one was too tall. And then just some odds and ends stuff from Deco Art that, you know, I don't use very frequently. I've got my metal powders here, but I don't use them very much anymore. Now that Deco Art has the Extreme Sheen paint, I use that instead. I've got all my metallic lusters here. These are made-up containers for classes. I was going to teach a seminar and was going to need these, so I had them already made up. This is all of my fabric paints here. Hi, Teresa. This is some W oils that Sandy McTeer gave me. Thank you so much, Sandy. And so that's what's in that drawer. This drawer has all of my media fluid paints. Now I know you're looking at that drawer going, oh my gosh, why would she ever need that much media fluid acrylics? Well, I don't. About half of this drawer is my own bottles of paint, and the other half is paints that I use for conventions and seminars and teaching classes. So that's why there's so much of it. But I'm glad it all fit in this drawer. Hi, Jake. And then I've got my chalky finish paints here. I don't have too many of those left. I've used up quite a few, and just some odds and ends sample paints that I got at Lowe's. That's that drawer. This drawer houses all of my premium tube acrylics and odds and ends stuff that I use just rarely. And then over here I have my media misters. I have some extra Traditions paints here because I keep my other Traditions paints in my paint rack. I've got my metallic paints. Oh my gosh, if you guys have not used these, oh, you've got to use them. I love them. And so I've got all that and more media stuff in here and Tradition stuff. And so that's what's in that drawer. And then the bottom drawer is just some miscellaneous stuff that I use when I'm doing a multimedia type project. I can pick through here and see if there's anything in there that I would like to use on it. And that is the first cabinet. It is the biggest cabinet of the 4. So the first 2 are exactly identical size. The third one is what I call the medium cabinet, and this one is the large one. So we're gonna go to the medium cabinet now. And this one houses all of my tape stuff. Anything that has to do with taping or adhesive or glue or anything, it's all in this drawer. Very quick access to it. This one has my bags that I sell. Some of my custom bags. I'm working on some new ones, some new designs and stuff. And then these are all of my stamps. Hi Elena, which I need to go through and probably get rid of some of these. I did purge quite a few of them, but I still think there's more in here that I probably won't ever use. I haven't used them for years, so I probably will get rid of some of those. Now this drawer houses all of my pillow covers that I make. Hi Nancy. These are all pillow covers that I make, and the proceeds go for St. Jude's. I'm getting ready to put some new fabric ones on my website. They're not on there yet, but that one is so pretty. I love that wood one. This one has little bees on it, but they all the proceeds from these benefit St. Jude's. And I love all these fabrics that I have so much. I'm getting ready to do a couple designs on this particular style of pillow cover. This is actually drop cloth material, so I am so excited to be painting on that. So if you want to support St. Jude's, go to my website lonnalamb.com and buy some pillow covers for St. Jude's. 16 by 16 pillow form. Okay, this drawer houses wood that I got from other vendors like Creative Arts Lifestyle, CD Wood, Bear With Us, Hobby Lobby. You know, wherever I've picked up some random pieces, they go in this drawer. And it's pretty full, so I would say I probably can't pick up any more stuff from anybody. Okay, oh, that's the one I just did. This one down here always sticks, I don't know why, but this one just holds my papers for my printer, some of it, the rest of it's in the closet. And some colored cardstock and copy paper and things like that. And that was the medium cabinet. All right, let's go to one of the small cabinets. This one has wood pieces on this side, just some random miscellaneous stuff. And then this one has my fan, so I can grab a fan easy. It has my extra graphite paper and my extra Identi-pens. This little container back here has little wood pieces that I've picked up again from other vendors and places, so I keep those in there all nice and neat so they won't get broke. And then my large T-square is in there. This one has everything to do with sponges. Hi Joy. And if I need a sponge, my misting bottles are in here. You know how I use those all the time. If I need a sponge or a sanding pad, it's in this drawer. And then all of my empty containers that I can fill samples for are in here, as well as this is a container I carry brushes when I go to class. So that's what is in this drawer. This one has all of my DVDs that I sell, except for these back here. These are my DVDs that I purchased from other designers, but these are all my DVDs. Now I am getting out of the DVD business, so these are currently $6.95 on my website, which doesn't even cover the cost of everything to make them. But I will no longer be making DVDs, so if you want a DVD, there's just a limited few, and you can pick them up on my website at lonnalamb.com. Hi, Carol. This just holds ink for my printers, and this one has all of my palette paper. This whole stack here is palette paper. Some extra paper towels. Oh, I was just at Sam's. I should have got some more of those. Some photo paper, Bristol board, acrylic pads, things like that back there. And then these are just my cardboard pieces that I cover with Glad Press and Seal and put inside my bags or any kind of cloth thing that I'm painting to keep the paint from going all the way through. And then the last cabinet over here, we'll use stuff in this one less frequently. This one houses all of my tool stuff that used to hang on my pegboard, so I'm glad to have it all contained right here. Easy access. This one is my office supply stuff. This one is my tracing paper and my Glad Press and Seal, which I use on my plastic palette so that I can just peel it off and throw it away. Sandy McTeer showed me that. And then these are just plastic bags that I use for items that I sell. This one has paint in it that came from Hobby Lobby, just some random acrylic tube paints. When I first started painting with tube paints, I just went out and bought some cheap ones so that I could play around with them. And so I need to get these used up on some projects. Then I have my bottles that I fill for samples if I'm doing a special medium in a class, and I can fill those bottles and give the students some of their own. And then these are just plastic bags that I use to put my paints and things like that in when I go to class. I have more than enough bags there. And the bottom drawer is just electronic stuff. All my extra electronic stuff is packed into that drawer. Hi, Charlie. Okay, so that was all of those drawers, 21 of them. And you got to see everything in them. This container on top also came from Michael's. It had some dividers that you could put in it for little cubby things. It actually fits inside of a drawer, but I use it up here and I keep my iPad in it. Okay, we're ready to go around the room. Oh, let me just talk about the window. It used to have curtains up there and these brown wooden shutter things, blinds that did not even go all the way down. So, hi Millie, I put some white blinds on there. This side of the house faces the west, so in the afternoon and evening, all the heat comes that way. Also, behind this wall is the attic, so we have the heat from the attic. And underneath the floor is the garage, so we have the heat from the garage. So this room is hardly ever really cool. Normally I have an extra fan blowing in here. Okay, let's move around the room here. So, I'm going to go up to my paint cabinet. There it is. I did those paint letters a couple weeks before we started destroying the room. So it's been about a month since I painted those. And I do have a video on YouTube on how I did them. They just came from Hobby Lobby and I just have them stuck up there with hot glue. My paint cabinet is one that my husband built me about 5 or 6 years ago. I told him what size I wanted. I told him how tall I wanted each shelf, and he built it. And again, I had him make dividers so that I could divide all of my colors out. The bottom shelf holds my taller bottles, so it's a much taller shelf. But I love my paint rack. Love it, love it, love it. I'm very thankful that I have a husband that can build things. We both are very creative that way. We love getting out in the shop and building things. It's a great pleasure for us both. And my dad was a carpenter, so I feel especially honored to be able to do that kind of stuff. So I have my pegboard. I don't have much on it because I didn't want it to get all cluttered down. I don't really need to put much stuff on it now. These containers here were bright yellow, so I took them outside yesterday and spray painted them that blue color. My holders here on the desk were both made by my husband. Again, I gave him the dimensions of what I wanted, the sizes, and I again had him put dividers in here so I could divide everything off. So he did an excellent job on those. They're perfect. I love them. And let's see, let's move down to the filing cabinets. Now, we painted all the filing cabinets. This one I've had for many years. It was a tan color. The two beside it were hot pink. Whew, hot pink. Hi, Robin. Hot pink. And it took, even though we sanded them down, there was primer in the paint, we used primer, it took so much paint to cover that pink. And they are not perfect, but I was finally to the point where it's good enough. We're only going to see the fronts. It's good enough. So they were hot, hot pink. This one here has all of my packets that I have printed out to sell that I take with me to convention. And again, these were in containers, and I'd have to search for a container and search for the pattern. So now I have them all in here, alphabetical order, in their title names. I don't have every single packet that I have ever made, but I have some that I take with me to convention. And the bottom drawer has the same. And then in the back, it has some packets that include DVDs. Again, those will be things that I will be discontinuing. So what I have here is all I will pretty much have. The next file cabinet just has my papers, my business papers from last year. I think I'm going to move those and put them in a different drawer. And then this one has business papers from 2013 up to 2018. I'm sure you don't really care to see that. This is all of my current 2020 business papers. But you guys told me you wanted to see every drawer, so you're seeing every drawer. And then this one has my labels that I put on my stuff that I sell, and then my kits that I sell that come with the surface, comes with the packet and the surface, and I have several different kits. And then I have my stencils back there. So I may move all of this stuff over to this filing cabinet and put my business papers down here. That is my goal, but I haven't done that yet. Okay, I want to talk about the top right here. This top. Let me take a drink real quick. I know some of you are looking at that saying, why didn't she make it the full length of the filing cabinets? Well, it was going to take a piece of plywood to do that and another paint job. I just was so tired of painting. Hi, Debbie. So I wanted a piece of wood that was prefabricated with a very glossy stuff on it so that I could clean it easily. That meant it was not going to be the full length of the filing cabinets, and I was okay with that. I know there's some of you out there going, oh my gosh, I don't think I could work in that space with that not lining up. But I'm okay with it. It does not bother me because that is just a flow over area, because this room is not only my studio, it is also our home office. So I have to be able to move stuff over to here when I need to do office type stuff for our home. So that is why the board does not come all the way, because this is as wide as I could get one. So I just had to make do. And we could have put a ledger board the full length back there, because we have a ledger board in the corner, and then brought it out. But I just didn't want to mess with that. So this is how it ended up, and I'm okay with it. I don't know, 5 years down the road, 2 years down the road, I might say, okay, let's put a ledger board up and put another board back there, and I'll just put paper on it and, you know, make it the full length. But for now, I'm happy with it. It's done. I don't have to worry about it. Okay, these paintbrushes are the paintbrushes I use pretty much every day. These are flow over paintbrushes, you know, that I can just grab if I need one, but I don't hardly ever use any of the ones out of there. They are a little rougher than these, but they're not as bad as some others that I have that I'll show you in a minute. Okay, the cabinet up here, when we bought this cabinet, of course, like I said, we got everything from the clearance section at Ikea. So, you know, we would just go in there and they would have pieces of cabinets and we would just buy them. And then sometimes we would have to buy doors to fit them, or sometimes they would have doors in the clearance section. We'd have to search for doors that would fit the cabinet that we bought. This particular cabinet did not come with doors. It doesn't even have any way to hook doors on it, but it was perfect for me because I needed a cabinet in the corner without a door, because if I put a door on it, it would have hit my paint cabinet, and I didn't want that. So this has stuff on the bottom shelf that I need to access frequently. Hi, Julie. And so I wanted it to be open, and up on the top, each one of those containers holds a hard copy of every pattern that I did in that particular year. So that is that. Up above are all my scrapbooks. I don't scrapbook anymore. Most of those have stuff in them. I think there's about 5 books up there that do not, and I sold 5 because I'm like, I'm probably never going to do this again. So I just got rid of some of them that were empty, and those are the ones up there that mostly have stuff in them. The 2 clear plastic tubs up there are stuff for my Palooza seminar, my class that I'm going to be teaching there. So I've got stuff in there, getting it ready for that. I've got a little time now to work on that. Hi, Mary. And then beside it, all those plastic containers and boxes. I think one box is empty, the white one, but the gray and white one, and the 2 on top all have ribbon in them. So we're going to come down to the desk. I'm going to remove this beautiful lamb fabric. It's a felt fabric. I put this on my cameras to keep the dust off of my cameras. So let's take that off. I'm going to grab my chair and sit down. Hi, Donna. And let's see. Let's start with the desk here. Now, this is an Ikea desk from their clearance section. It has written in big letters underneath it, as is. So that's okay. It worked perfect for me. I don't care if it's as is. My husband and I can, we can fabricate pieces to make it work. So this side of the cabinet, as you can see, the paint does not match. This had a door that opened, and I didn't like the door that opened, so I had my husband make me 2 drawers to go in there. And then this just has quick access stuff for me. This has my office supplies and my devotional book that I do my devotions out of for you guys. And then this has my paper towels and plates and my heat gun, so I can get to stuff easily. This keyboard tray was not on this desk. It actually went to my other desk that I had in here. It was a black desk, and I took it off and I sold the desk as is, and the lady was happy to get it without the keyboard thing because she wasn't going to use it as a computer desk. So I painted the tray white, and my husband attached it under there for me, so I have a keyboard tray for this desk, which did not have one. My camera equipment, I have 4 cameras. I have a Sony camera there that is always on demo mode. I wish I knew how to get it off of demo mode, but I do not. So if anyone knows how to do that, let me know. And then I have another Sony camera over here. This one right here goes to this monitor, so I can see what I'm doing. And this one is the one that I paint under. And this one over here goes to that monitor, and it's the one I usually have my palette under, so I can see, make sure that my palette is where it needs to be. I have a DVD player back there if I want to play. It's hooked up to that TV. And then I have my Logitech camera there. And then I have one here. And then my 2 monitors, and I could not do without my 2 monitors. I got 2 monitors last year. I've always had just one, and so I bought 2 last year. That was my present to me for Christmas, and I am so happy that I did that. The best thing I ever did was have 2 monitors. I don't know how I did it with one before. So this little guy right here is my Stream Deck, and I love this Stream Deck. It's got a clock on it, and each one of these buttons you can go into and program 6 different things in there, or leave one open and go into that one and do 5 more and go into that one. I mean, it is just pretty much endless, and they make Stream Decks that are big, but this one's big enough for me for what I need to do. I really like that I can touch this button and go to here for my websites, and I can touch this and go right to Facebook, I don't have to do anything because I've already put in all of my password information into this. So I don't have to do anything there. Let me mute my sound. So I can go into anywhere. I can go into my Gmail right here, and it will bring my Gmail up. And I could go to YouTube, and it leaves my Gmail up, and there's my YouTube channel. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I can control my cameras from here with all of my cameras. I have them all hooked into this. And so I love my Stream Deck. Absolutely love it. Okay, we're almost done with the tour here. My computer is over here. It used to be underneath my black desk, and I was constantly hitting my knee on it. So I'm happy to have it over here. It's on a cart, so I can move it in and out if I need to. And I just had a brand new processor put in it. Whoo, baby! I got a really good one, so I am so happy about that. And then over here is my printers. And this filing cabinet used to be black, and we painted it white. This little table over here, I have yet to paint it. I've painted it with chalky paint, but I still don't. I drew a design on it, but I'm not happy with that design, so who knows what I will paint on it someday. This one is all the paintbrushes that my husband and my grandkids are allowed to use. They can't use my other paintbrushes. They get to use those. And then finally, all of my art that I have on the wall. Some of them are my original designs, some are classes I took, some are YouTube videos that I watched and painted. So any of them you might want to know. I'll see if I can remember who painted them, and I have some here. And then above this cabinet I have a couple of mine, and then above the closet. So that is all of my art that I have hanging up. It's not all of my art. I mean, I could change it out every week for the next year and have something different. So that's my studio tour, everybody. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, please just leave them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you on those. But it was a long tour, I know, and I hope some of you hung in there. But a lot of you wanted to see everything, and I'm like, really? Everything? Okay, you got everything. So thanks so much for staying with me, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.